Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Data Engineering with Nishant. I am Nishant Dagar. I have 13 plus years of experience in data engineering and database domain. So throughout my career I have worked extensively with on-premise databases like Oracle, into PLSQL, SQL queries, SQL Server, Unix shell scripting, Python, and data stage ETL development and modern cloud data platforms. Over the last 4 5 years, I've been working with Snowflake, Databricks, Matillion ETL, DBT, and along with that, Python also. So, I am building and supporting data integration pipelines for cloud data warehouses. So my experience also include designing ETL workflows, loading data from multiple sources in Snowflake, and then implementing the transformations and handling scheduling and orchestration and working with different file formats. I'm also a Matillion ETL certified professional, and throughout this course, I'll share both the concepts and the practical knowledge I have gained while working on Matillion ETL. So, the objective of this course is to help you understand and learn Matillion ETL from the ground up. So, we will start with the basics such as the user interface, project setup, and then gradually we'll move on to the real world ETL development, orchestration and transformation jobs, and variables, and I'll take you to components and scheduling and error handling and other available best practices in Matillion. So this course is designed for beginners as well as experienced ETL developers who want to transition into cloud based data engineering. So whether you are like preparing for your interviews or planning to work on live projects or simply just you want to learn Matillion, so this course will provide you a practical hands-on approach, and I'll share examples so that you can follow them along with me. So let's begin with this journey together, and I hope that you will enjoy this course. So thank you for joining with me. So let's get started. So the first thing, I'll give you the introduction here. So if you have ever spent hours working with SQL scripts to move data between systems, or might have struggled with complex ETL tools that need a dedicated infrastructure, so Matillion actually solves all of that. So it is a visual or low code platform that lets you to build data pipelines in minutes. So in this module, I'll walk you through the fundamentals so that you can build right pipelines right away. So the first thing, what is basically Matillion? So, Matillion is a data integration and transformation platform. So, that is designed specifically for modern cloud data warehouses. And the things that make it completely unique is a low code and the visual component. So instead of like writing hundreds of lines of SQL or Python, so you can drag and drop the components onto a canvas and then you can connect them. So each of your component will actually represents an operation, whether it is load data, join tables, or the filter rows. Okay. And what makes it more unique, like it's a cloud native, it doesn't run on your local machine or a separate server. It works directly with the cloud data warehouses like Snowflake we're going to use over here, and the heavy lifting will be done inside the warehouse. So Matillion ETL supports cloud data warehouses like Snowflake, Amazon Redshift, and BigQuery, and Synapse also, and Databricks also. And there are other database or the sources that Matillion can actually connect to. Uh, like for example, we have Oracle DB or the Microsoft SQL Server, MySQL. So these all are the databases like which Matillion can actually connect to using some connectors GTBC and ODBC. Okay, and plus it can also integrate with cloud storage platforms like Amazon S3 or Azure Cloud, and we have this Google Cloud Storage also. Okay, and we have then popular SaaS connectors also like Salesforce and SAP and NetSuite. All those connectors I've mentioned here. And so the key benefits are basically it is scalable. Okay, cost efficient. You will have to pay only for the warehouse usage. Okay, it is completely secure, so data stays within your data warehouse. Okay, and obviously fast to build also, like we have very low code components and really very minimal coding, you can say. So you can consider like it is a sort of a figma of the data engineering. Okay, it's like visual and collaborative and cloud based. Okay, so how we going to differentiate it with the traditional ETL that we were doing till now? So Material actually follows an ELT approach. So instead of doing the data like extract and then transform then load, so in Matillion it actually though the name is Matillion ETL, but it is actually based on an ELT approach. So like you will have to here extract, load and transform the data. This is how it will basically follow the approach. Okay, so in the just to mention like in the normal ETL, so a separate processing server layer is there to transform and then cleans and join and aggregate the data. Okay, and the transformed data is loaded into the warehouse. So the problem with this approach was that the transformation server is a bottleneck. If you have like 10 let's say 10 terabyte of data, so you need a very powerful expensive server to transform it before even loading it. Okay, so in case of Matillion ELT, so data is pulled from sources and then loaded raw into the warehouse. So transformations are like happening inside the warehouse using the compute engine. And advantage over here is like we are using the native cloud warehouses like Snowflake that can actually auto scale. Okay, and it for example, in case if need some more compute power, so we can like increase the size of the warehouse, that can be done in like minutes. So based on your requirement it can be scaled or it can be like auto scaled also. Okay, so we don't have to manage any sort of infrastructure here. And as we know, like Snowflake can process billions of the records in seconds. So there is no need to have a separate transformation server. And also since it is based on pay per second billing model, so you pay only for the compute time that is used. Okay, and raw data is preserved. You can like always retransform it if required. So with this ELT approach, your warehouse does the heavy lifting. Okay, and later if required, so Snowflake can also scale the warehouse from a from a small size or extra small size to even go to a 4XL or depends on your requirement. So let's move on to orchestration and transformation pipelines. So So let me explain you it in this way, like just think of it as a orchestration. Just think of it as a project manager. For example, if I have to lead my team, so what would be my instructions? That uh, like a project manager won't do the actual work. Instead it will like coordinate, like first we will like create the table and then load the data from the APIs, and if that succeeds, so we will run the transformation. If it fails, so we will like send an alert. Okay. And like what's happening inside the transformation, the real developer, like, or the worker here, which I'm using for the reference of transformation, it will actually do the data processing. Okay. And the components that are associated with the orchestration, so orchestration will always have a start component, whereas transformation does not have a start component. Okay. And we have the arrow labeled also success or failures. And this orchestration can call transformation pipeline using the run transformation component. And we can handle errors and retries, and conditional logic is there. And in case of the transformation pipelines, so think of it as an actual worker. It will takes the data and then shapes it. It will read the data from tables, then join it with another table, filter out the unwanted rows, then calculate on new columns, and can also write the results to an output table also. Okay. Over here I'll take a real time example also. I'll show you these orchestration and transformation pipelines both. Okay. So this is just a basic flow that I have just drawn to give you a glimpse of orchestration pipeline, how exactly it will like, how it will look like. Okay. So as the relationship is cleared, orchestration calls the transformation. You build your data logic inside the transformation and then use the orchestration to schedule, sequence, and error handle them. Okay. So this is just another basic control flow of the transformation pipeline. Okay. This is just a basic flow. I'll show you the real pipelines also into in the tool also. Okay. So let me just take you through the designer UI also. Okay. Wherein like we will have this start component, and then we'll have these create table and load data. We will going to extract data from external sources, loading the data into the table, and then we will run the transformation. Okay. That actually calls a transformation pipeline inside it. Okay. And then we can also notify the failure also, only if that load data fails also. And in case of success, so we will use the green arrow if the component completes without error. Okay. For the failure, we will use the red arrow if the component errors out. Okay. And there is an unconditional blue error also, blue arrow also. Okay. So I'll show you all of them. So let me just so this is also just a basic flow that this is just a basic control flow, wherein let me just instead show you the real pipelines. And the first thing, like how you will going to connect to Matillion ETL. Okay. Like okay, just go to Google and type Matillion ETL, and just open this second, probably this second link is there, and you have to register for a free trial that you can use it for like 14 days, and it you won't be able to use your Gmail ID or a Zoho mail ID. So instead you have to provide your work ID only. Okay, then only you can like sign up. Okay, so let me just take you to this first. This is basically a transformation pipeline wherein like I have uh, taken just an employee table and a department table, and I'm like uh, joining these two tables using we can also take any a normal equi join or an outer join or left outer or a right outer. Okay, and we will do some calculation. Okay, let me just show you my basic query also. Where is it? Here. So let me just show you my sample data that I have created. This is just a sample data that I'll be using. Okay, it just contain some basic columns like employee ID, first name, last name, and email, phone number, etc. And this is the department table, and we will join these two tables using this common column department ID. Okay, and let me just show you this query also. So this is just a basic query where I'm like joining these two tables, employee and department, via a full outer join, or you can also take a left or right outer based on your convenience. So as you see, there are around like 14 records. So the same thing we will try to achieve using our tool also. So the first thing, how you will going to create this component, you will click on this uh, and let me also, before that, let me also tell you how you will reach till here. So once you are like once you sign up into Matillion ETL, you will have to create a branch for yourself, and you will going to set your credentials integrated with your Snowflake, or if you want to use any other cloud warehouse from maybe Redshift or Databricks. So you can use any of it. I have used Snowflake over here. Okay, and I have configured it to a database name that is testing, and my schema is basically I have taken my name schema inside schema. Okay, so this is the first table input component that I have created from here. This is basically my transformation pipeline. So you will use this input table input component, like it will read the columns from an input table into this pipeline. Okay, here like that. Okay, so you can configure your database here. Okay, whatever the configured databases you have done, so it will be shown over here. Okay, so I am using this testing database and schema. For example, I have used my name schema, so I'll use that. Then we have this target table, so I'll use this target table, and then the columns, those are required. For example, uh, let me just take all of them, or if I want, so let me just remove this hire date, or for example I don't need this job title. So based on that, you can select all of them, or you can like deselect some of them if you don't want. Okay, so this is how like I have set up my employee table over here into this table input component. Then the same way I have set my department table as an input to it. Okay, and then I have joined both of these tables using this join component. So the same way you will create the join component from here. Okay, and then later you will configure it for your left outer, right outer, or full outer join also. So you will the first thing that you will have to select is the main table. Your driving table will be selected, and then you will provide an alias for your table. Then this is the join table, the next table that you're going to join with. Then this is the join expression that you will give over here. Okay, and then these are like the column mappings basically. Okay, and let me also just show you yeah, inside this join, so you can actually select whatever that you want to. For example, if you just want to prefer an equi join, so you will use this inner join, and then left, right, or full outer. So I have chosen this full outer join here for this example. Okay, then remember the calculation that we were doing inside this query. So we also will have to do this over here. Okay, then I'm like I can also like remove some columns if based on my convenience also. Okay, and then this is the rewrite table component. And one more thing, at each of the component you can check for the sample data also. For example, sample data of your employee table, it can be just fetched from here. Okay, then the same for your department table also. Okay, so once that is like done. Okay, so let me also just drop this table. Okay, I'm just dropping out this table. So you see this table is right now, it doesn't exist. So we will now run our transformation pipeline. And just check for the data. So you see the data is populated, and I'm sure my yeah, the pipeline ran successfully. Okay, so we have this joined result also, that I have taken last name and first name. I have joined this way, like Sharma, Rahul, Verma, Priya is coming as it is. Okay, and plus we have 14 rows also as it is. Yeah, so till here it was the result of an inner join or an equi join, and from here onward, so since we have used this full outer join, so it is showing null records, that no employee exists in this particular department. Okay, so what else I can like show you over here. Now let me show you the orchestration pipeline also. So this is basically my typical orchestration pipeline, or just for an easy reference, just consider this one. Okay, so this is the start button, and then inside here I'll configure my EMP in detail transform pipeline. So this pipeline I have named it to EMP in detail transform pipeline. Okay, so I have selected this pipeline from here. Like you can basically configure your pipeline. So this is the transformation pipeline that I have created over here. Okay, and let me just show you, let me just drop this table again. Okay, so I will run this orchestration pipeline now. Yeah, so as you see, we have got the desired output. So this is just a very basic level of the transformation and orchestration pipeline I have shown you. Okay, then in future we will add variables to it, so and other components also, like we will try to bring data from flat files, or we will try to bring data from our Amazon S3 bucket. So we will cover all those activities in the next upcoming videos. Okay. So this is I have given a brief already about this. Okay, and inside this is basically a canvas. Okay, these are basically the components. Okay, and we have these property panel that appears on the right hand side. Okay, the moment you click on any component. Okay, and we have then a pipeline explorer on the left hand side. Now let me just also show you the this is basically nothing but just a hierarchy diagram. Okay, like we have basically using default data warehouses from the Snowflake, and the data, this is basically just a container, like databases contain the schemas, and then schema will have your you know a dev or QA or prod environments, like setup, we can like set up different sort of environment inside the our databases. Okay, if someone have a prior idea of a medallion architecture, like we have uh, basically a bronze layer, then we have a silver layer, then we have a gold layer. For example, inside bronze we have the raw data. Okay, like, and we inside silver we have a little polished data, or the deduplication data, or cleans data comparatively to the first layer, and in final we have the gold layer. So this is just for the environment, I'm like telling you, like how in a real world example how we actually maintains inside the system. Okay, so these are the nothing but the connection type that I already have given a brief about them. So beginners often try to like join tables inside an orchestration pipeline, so that won't work. Orchestration actually controls what runs, it doesn't process the data. For any sort of data manipulation, you will need a transformation pipeline. So we have covered here till now about the basic architecture of Matillion ETL. Then we have gone through the basic orchestration and the transformation pipeline, and the designer UI that I've shown you. Okay, and the Snowflake hierarchy basically. So in the coming module, I will be explaining about the fundamentals. Okay, like we will create our first table, then load data from file. Okay, how it will appear in Snowflake in real time. Okay, so that's it for today. We will continue again in the next session. Thank you.